Rockland. Both two.
Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, did you mute everyone? Okay.
I like fun for me.
Anyway, you're going to mute everybody. Oh, thank you so much for.
Derek, you're muted.
Okay, how's that? Is that good?
Yes, that's good.
Okay. I don't know how that happened. I pressed unmute. Anyway, like I was saying, Kevin was just thanking us for the opportunity to come on this call. And really, I mean, Kevin, we thank you for coming on this call. I know that you have very long days. You're very busy. You're putting together a billion-dollar company for us, and we're so grateful and thankful for everything you do. And guys, we are so tremendously blessed to have Kevin on this call with us here tonight. Really, for him to take time out to do this for our team specifically is really above and beyond, and it's really, really appreciated. And so, Kevin, thank you again so much. And with that, I don't want to take really any time from you. Everyone knows who you are. I don't have an introduction prepared. He is, for anyone that might not know, he's the president of Direct Sellers Wine Club. He came on with us last summer officially, and he's been around for a little bit longer than that, taking a look at what we're doing here. So we're so excited to have you as our president. We're so excited to have you here. And Kevin, if you would, like, I guess we didn't really discuss this. We didn't plan it very much, but usually impromptu things are better anyway. And Kevin, what I was hoping is that you would kind of just give us, you know, a brief state of the union of where we've come since Vegas, some of the things that were talked about, some of the things that's been implemented, maybe some of the country expansions, any kind of insights you're able to give us. You know, we would love to hear anything that you feel is worthwhile to say.
Absolutely. And thank you again for the opportunity to be on here. Derek, one question I do have for you. Of the people on right now, what % do you think went to Las Vegas?
Oh, of this group, boy, I would say a very high percentage. I would say probably.
I see a lot of familiar faces.
Best guess looking, I would say probably 70% would be a fair estimate.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I appreciate that. It gives me a little bit of perspective so I don't repeat myself too much.
Right.
I'll do a little bit about Las Vegas and then a little bit about where we're going next. And then I'll talk through the schedule of what's coming up in the short term, because I think there's some pretty important things coming up and some pretty exciting things. In Las Vegas, for those of you who weren't there, you know, we had almost 1,000 of our closest friends there. We spent 2.5 days together and really just enjoyed the time. It was fantastic to recognize leaders like Derek and Sherry. I saw Jen on here. There's other leaders in this team. This is a great team. And you know, a lot of recognition, a lot of training and instruction. And we're looking to even add more of that whenever we get to New Orleans. We're actually, you guys are the first ones to hear it, but 2 of the days in New Orleans, at least 2.5 days, are going to be breakout sessions. So people who are newer in the business are going to get special attention. People who are building internationally will have a chance to get special attention. People who want to hear about how to maximize the opportunity in the business, special attention. And people who want to learn more about wine, special attention. So that's one of the really cool things. We're still going to have the big group meeting for recognition and some of the big speakers. But if you want to have your needs met, New Orleans is a place to be the second week of September. And it's going to be a great time. We're looking at leasing a riverboat. We got all kinds of fun stuff coming up. It's going to be
Nice.
great. Anyway, get your tickets. If you have someone who joins new, let them know that they need to get their tickets because prices go up here in about another month. So there you go. There's the plug. Done with the plug. It was a great meeting, though, and it was great to see you, Derek and Sherry, and so many of you. I do want to say that whenever we look at what we're doing for the company, we try to do 2 things. We try to say, is it going to take care of the people locally in each location? And then is it, you know, can we really support it? And so what you're going to hear is, you know, we are feeling pretty good about the support in the U.S. right now. We've added a lot of training materials in the back office. If you haven't seen them, please go look. Look under that marketing tab and look for things that have been added in the last 3 to 4 weeks. There's a lot there. There's training videos for you to share with your team. There's getting started brochures. All the new joins beginning on Monday are actually going to have, I think it's Monday or Tuesday of next week, are actually going to have a getting started group kit in them. We're going to be giving them just the basics just to get them started. We're trying to put those on sale for you guys as well at a really reduced rate, so you can order them and have them sent to your home if you want supplies. But if you look at the, I think it was in today's email. Has everyone read today's email? I wouldn't think so. But I hopefully read it tonight or tomorrow. You're going to find links in there. So almost all of the training materials, we've worked out a deal with Vistaprint that you can get them printed locally or shipped right to your home for a really good rate. And we're going to have a hard time beating that price. So that's why we did that. But you're getting started cards, your how to do the business materials that you may want to use to train people, and then also just handout materials to show people what the club's about. We're going to be launching on Monday a new About Us section on the website, which is really cool. It shows the 5 stages of our wine development and how it looks and how it's going to function. And then Saturday on the training call, I get to do the call this week. Every month or so they let me do it. And this time I'm going to walk you guys through 2 new decks that will be out there. One of the decks is about the opportunity with the business. And we have a set slide deck that's going to be used from now on Monday nights on the opportunity call. So that first 20 minutes, you'll be able to invite someone on. You know exactly what they're going to hear. They're going to hear a really short history of the company. They're going to hear the 5 things that make our wines different and make them a great value. Then you're going to hear about how you can earn money and how to get started. And then they're going to be instructed to get back to the person who invited them on today's call. So the core things that have to be there will always be there. We've had great presentations before on the opportunity, but people didn't know what to expect. So if you were recruiting somebody or trying to talk to them about the business, you couldn't be sure from one Monday night to the next if all the core pieces were going to be covered. You now can rest assured those are going to be covered, and so you should invite your people to that call. It should be a really good call, and I think you're going to like the presentation that's done this Monday. I'm going to show you a brief version of it on Saturday. And I'm also going to show you what makes the wine special and how to do a wine social. We've recaptured a lot of what works with the wine social for people. How many of you have been to wine social where you have 4 or 5 reps at the wine social and everybody's kind of bouncing into each other, not knowing whose prospect is whose? Happens all the time. Happens all the time. But whenever people focus on helping their customers get free wine, and doing a wine social with them, whether it's an open the box night or some easy way to get new customers on board and move your business forward, we find that a lot more people join. People want to help each other. And it's really small socials often at people's homes that make all the difference in someone growing a customer and a rep base at the homegrown level. And so we're going to be teaching more of that and giving resources that you can use. Will that help you guys?
Absolutely.
Good. So those are 2 big announcements coming out Saturday, and that's where you're first going to see it. We're going to tell you where it's loaded in the back office. It will be there. It'll be put in there tomorrow, and I'll show you exactly where it is and how to use it. And then literally every Monday night, we'll tune it a bit. We want to see how it works the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll take people's input and we'll change it and tune it, make it even better. You're going to hear somebody share the opportunity and refer them right back to you. So this is a really special startup for our opportunity call. It's kind of a reboot for it. We've been calling it 2.0 for the company for a while, and this is just one more piece of it. And I'm very excited about that.
Awesome.
Let's see. I've also got a pretty big announcement on Saturday. So I'm going to hold my tongue on that one. You guys know we have 2 countries that are going live very soon. One is Australia. One is Germany. We're pretty excited about both of those. I would say if I had to, I can't tell you guys when it's going to start, but we are looking specifically that you'll be able to get pre-registrations put into the system by the end of business on Monday. And so I'll be giving details on how that will work, when it will go live, etc. Australia, for sure, we are 99% sure. I went through the test stuff in the office just before I left to make sure it was going to work for everyone on Monday. We've got some changes being programmed overnight. We'll go through it again. By Saturday, we'll be able to confirm. You'll know the prices. You'll know what people join at. You'll know where they will ship to and from. I think it's pretty cool. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Germany is probably going to be another 2 weeks behind. I hope to have them at the same time, but frankly, we haven't gotten everything translated yet. There's a lot more material now than we used to have. And getting everything ready is just taking a little more time than we thought. Additionally, the laws are quite different, and we have to make sure that we comply everywhere we go. Because we don't want you to go in, go, wow, isn't this great? And then, bloop. That's not how we want to do it. So we're very excited about that. So you'll see. Got the New Orleans event coming up. We have the opportunity brochure that's brand new that's going to be released on Saturday, and you're going to see it demoed on Monday night. We've got Australia coming on Monday. We've got details announced to you Saturday, and we have a new DC social guide to help people do guides in their neighborhood with their customers and friends and family, and not have to feel like you have to have a hotel or a restaurant with 6 different people coming in, bringing 40 bottles of wine. You know, a lot of work doesn't get done when people have, 5 or 10 bottles of wine in that group. You do your work first, and then you get on. I saw someone commented at the convention, work first, wine later. I think that's always key. You get the work done, and then you step forward. And you guys are business builders. You know it. You're wine warriors, but you're workers, and we know that.
That's right.
Derek, any specific questions you guys have for me tonight? I mean, I've been around for 15 minutes now.
So much. That was awesome. So Sherry, where are you at? I want you to jump in too.
Oh,
I'm here.
he's at the top of my screen.
Great. Let's see. Can you see questions on your end, Sherry? Because I'm unable to. That's why.
I can.
You can?
I can.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
Let's take questions for the next 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm sure that'll answer and fill up some time. I don't want to just fill time, though. If you really need some help, or you're wondering, how do I do something, or what's coming, I'll tell you the answer.
Hey, someone just asked, is there a video coming for Australia/Germany? Like, is there going to be specific videos for them?
There will be. What we'll be doing is this in Australia, the program is the same as the US, and we have a UK version that's been developed. We will probably use the UK version in Australia because it applies there. In Germany, we're actually translating the text and having voiceover done from our videos that we did in the past. And then we'll subtitle them. It costs about $7,500 to do one of those animated videos. So we will switch as little content as we can to do it. So when we do 7 of those, which is a series of 7, we need to make sure it's actually going to be seen by enough people. And in the US it will, and in Germany it will, but we probably won't make it from scratch. We'll be doing it. We're also planning in the month of May to be doing launch meetings there. So the way this is probably going to work, since people are asking about Australia, I see somebody says, is Oz the same cost as the US? It's not. It's close, but it's not really the same as the US. And it's really largely because of 2 things. The Australian dollar, isn't worth as much as a US dollar, and it costs more to get the wine there, significantly more. It's 28 days on the water just to get it there. So we've got a little bit more cost, and then also it's not as populated there, so it costs a little more to get the wine transited. So it'll be a little bit more, but it's not crazy more. Let's see. Will people know the pricing conversion for Australia before they sign up for pre-launch? They won't need to, because it'll be in Australian dollars. So what we're going to be doing is having people sign. You click through a 3-step process. First off, you say, I do want to join. And you have to have the person's number who referred you. And you say, I'm going to tell you, I prefer to have my opening meeting in. We have 5 options for kickoff meetings. I've got them written down here. I know a few: Sydney, Australia, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide. But we're likely only going to do 3, so we're seeing which cities have the most people who pre-register, and we're going to use that. We're going to charge 15 Australian dollars to go to one of the launch meetings. That will include a wine tasting, but also training and launch materials. So we're going to give you training materials right there, and it will get you in, and it'll also make sure we have some hors d'oeuvres and light eats for you when you come to one of those meetings. I think those are required things. It makes it nice, and it is a kickoff. But those meetings are first and foremost training and getting people excited about Australia. So you'll click and say, I want to go to Melbourne as my launch city, and you select yes, and you authorize the $15 charge, Australian dollars. So it's about $12 US. Then you're going to go to the next stage and choose whether you want to be a wine lover or you want to go elite. And you're going to have a pricing option there for both, and I'll be announcing those on Saturday. And then you then choose your map, and the maps there will be 6 or 12 bottles. It's so spread out to send somebody 2 bottles or 3 bottles or even 4 isn't as cost effective because shipping is really expensive on Australia. So we're going with a 6 and 12 bottle option. They're very reasonable, and we've compared them to other wine clubs in Australia, and we're cost competitive on all fronts. We're not cost competitive if you go to the cheapest wine shop in the country, but if you want to get premium wine that's good and have it shipped to your home, we're very cost competitive. So we're feeling very confident in what we're doing there price-wise. Then once you choose those 3 things, you'll enter in your ship to address, you'll enter in your Australia address, and you will authorize us to charge your card, but only for the 15 Australian dollars. We're going to hold the other charge off to get them in and started until we can ship, and that would be very early in May. The nice thing is they can build, they'll have access to the back office. We're not going to allow customers to sign up until we go live, but during this pre-registration period, you literally will be able to put people in your binary. You'll be able to get people pre-registered as direct to you, so you'll be building your unilevel tree, and you'll be able to then, when it kicks off, I think see a pretty healthy check if you've done some work in Australia. Okay, I'm talking about Australia. It's pretty exciting, but also, in the U.S. and what we're doing there, we're really trying to spend some time giving you the tools here in the U.S. to grow your business. You don't have to go to Australia. You can do it right here, and I never want to miss that point when I'm talking to a group here in the States.
Right.
I tell the same thing to the people when I'm in Australia or Germany or the UK. Build at home, and once you know how it works, then expand. Mm-hmm. You've got to do the work, and you got to get your skills honed. And once it's doing there, then you have the credibility to go out and build an international team. But you know what? The great thing about direct sellers, we give you the ability to do that, and we're going to keep making sure it works, and we're going to keep making sure it rewards you. I'm going to read a few more questions. Give me a second to just gaze off into the wilderness here. Derek, Sherry, feel free to step in for a minute.
Okay. I can see the questions if you want me to just read them. They're asking about Canada.
Yeah.
They're still waiting for that shipping law, right? In the Supreme
We're still waiting for a decision on that. It should be coming out either. I had thought it might come out this week. It could come out next week. As soon as it comes out, we'll get our lawyers to interpret it, and we will let you know what we know, and we'll start putting our plans together. If we can't move forward, we'll let you know. If we can, we'll let you know and give you a rough timeline. Cool. I understand why reps get 2 bottles of each wine, but I have had customers who wanted to get 4 bottles but changed their mind when they found out they could get 2 bottles of 2 types. Any possibility of customers getting 4 different kinds in the future? I can't really tell you yes, but I'm not telling you no, because I think it's a good idea. And if we have 4 new wines, the club originally was set up so that you would order 4 and you would get 2 of each, 2 of the reds or 2 of the whites, and then you would get 2 of each, 1 to drink yourself and 1 to share. What we're finding is that people like to share and they want more variety. And so we're probably going to have an option where you can choose to do that variety going forward in your 4-bottle pack. So you have 2 reds, 2 whites. Yeah, cool. I think that's a really cool way to go, because you never know when you're doing a social or you're trying to grow your business or you even have company, and you say red or white, and they go white, and you only have red. Yeah. Well, we're going to give you more options.
Say though, when I have a bottle that I really like, I am really happy I have another bottle.
Right.
And that's one of the things we talk about a lot in the office right now. Is right now you can, if you go in the back office, the shopping cart experience isn't quite what I want it to be yet, but you can now buy cases of the ones you really like at the price that you get. So if you're a PWL, it's $200. If you're an elite member, then it's $150. Right. Compared to $250 as to what we charge customers, that's $100 off per case. And if you got one you like, definitely get a case. $150 for 12 bottles of premium wine is a smoking deal, and that's why we put that club together that way. But now, for a long time you couldn't order in the back. Now you can. I'm looking forward to the day when you can select all your wines and fill it in and make the case that you want from everything available to you. And that's hopefully not far off. Hopefully I'll have something to announce before New Orleans on that one. Will there be a gifting option for people who are not customers or business partners? Example, I have gifted my husband cigar clubs, but would not be a member myself. You mean, can you give a membership away? Madeline, maybe I'm not quite following the question.
I think, Kevin, the way I understood it as you read it was this. Like, for example, let's say I don't smoke cigars, but my father-in-law does. I could go online, order the cigar club for him, even though I'm not a rep or a customer myself. I have the ability to spend the money and purchase it for someone else because they enjoy it. That's, I think, what she's asking.
Yeah. So the way that it's set up is you would need to be a customer, but you don't have to have a shipment sent to yourself. You don't have to be on a map to send that. You can just say, I want to gift a bottle or a 4-pack to my father or sister or cousin every month. And you can choose to buy as many as 12 months in a row. We only charge you for 1 month at a time, but you choose how many months you want to give the gift, and we'll just keep delivering it.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But we do need you to be a member, just to have you in the system and know who we're selling to. Part of that is you have to make sure people are 18 years or older. I mean, 21 years or older. I'm in the wrong country, aren't I? 21 years or older. If we don't have your registration and you're buying it and we push it out, that's not cool. That can get everyone in trouble.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see. Amazing. Auto ship will be for 6 bottles a month to be active. Yes. But I have to say the price is really good. If we did it at 4 bottles, essentially in Australia, they would save about $5 to $7 and get 4 bottles instead of 6. There was so much shipping cost in it that it didn't make sense to not give them 2 more bottles for an extra $7 Australian dollars. So cost-wise, this is the way it worked. I could do a 4 bottle, but the BV would be so low to make it competitive. Nobody would make any money in the opportunity. And that's something I'm trying to pay attention to is, are we giving enough BV on the unilevels, and how do we keep enhancing the unilevel for you guys? Because if the unilevel isn't paying you residual, then what are you doing it for? Not just the fast start. You need to be able to build your business and count on the unilevel to show up over time as you build. So that's my
Let me tell you what, Kevin. That unilevel, that is the staple of my income after building this, consistently for 18 months now. It's funny because at the beginning it was always the binary and the fast starts up front. Then it slowly transitioned to the check match and the unilevel. I think just the design, and that's a beautiful thing.
That's exactly how it's designed, and that's how it's supposed to work. And if you don't grow that customer base, rep customers and just member customers, you won't see it. And a lot of people have found that for a while, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, go to the 2-bottle customer option." Well, you take your customers to the 2-bottle option; they pay more per bottle, and they don't get as much wine, and you don't get as much income. If you get people on the 4-bottle option as a customer, you are getting almost double, and they're getting way better value on their wine. Keeps them more consistent, keeps it more cost competitive, and frankly, it's a good value. It's a very good value. So that's it. You think?
Nice. Okay, we got like another minute.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Carrie says, is corporate really moving to Kansas City? If so, will that affect the shipping costs of origin locations? It's interesting because we've been shipping. By the way, the headquarters is in Kansas City. I'm in Kansas City. The head of marketing is in Kansas City. The head of IT is in Kansas City. The call center is in Kansas City. Accounting is in Kansas City. It's moved. And it's, if anything, what it's done is it's allowed us to be in the middle of the country, and it's allowed us to get anywhere we need to quickly. But we've always been shipping from Seattle. And one of the things that we knew was a problem is, for those of you who are on the East Coast, once we shipped, it was often 5 to 6 business days to get to you. And so now we're shipping from 2 areas. We're shipping from Napa, California, and from just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And so most people are now getting their wine in 3 to 4 days from the time they ordered it. We're aiming for a 2-day delivery turnaround time. We do have one challenge in Ohio, which is bizarre. If you're in Ohio, you can't ship to Ohio. That's one of the Ohio state rules. So we have to ship Ohio's wine from California, but all the states around it are 1-day delivery. And all the way down to Florida, unless you're down in the Keys area, you're at 2-day. We're 2-day delivery now from the time your order ships in 95% of the country, which is pretty awesome.
Leave it to Ohio. Jeez.
Right?
It's okay. There's a lot of states with a lot of funny rules. We had some conversations recently with Massachusetts, and the person actually said, I'm sorry, you need to pay this $50 registration for this event. We're like, why? I'm like, look, it's a rule. And we looked it up, and then we called back, and he said, look, I'm sorry, but we haven't really changed that rule since the end of Prohibition. It was like, here's your $50. You're not going to change it for me. You haven't changed it. So that's crazy. So there you go. There you go.
That's funny. Well, we only got Kevin for like one more minute here, and I promise him at 8:30 we'll kind of take over from there. So, Sherry, any last
I have a question about DC dollars. Like, what's going to happen with the DC dollars that are left in people's accounts that then weren't able to be used?
Someone just ordered a case of Tyler's Curveball.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. The DC dollars, we don't have a final decision on where we're going to use it and how we're going to make it available. We will find a way to give some value for it. You know, some people were confused and thought they were the same as dollars. Some people said, oh, no, they're just points. We've got to find a way to come up with a fair way to let you guys use them that doesn't, that makes financial sense. And so I can't give you a firm answer. I can tell you this, we haven't pulled it off the back office because I'm not going to pull it out until I have an answer that I can give you. So I want you to be able to see your DC dollars. I want you to know that they're there. We're not going to flush them. And we're going to come back around and give you some options on how to use them. It will probably be for supplies, and it will probably be for event specials and things like that. So we are trying to find a way. Some people have quite a few points. And so finding something that makes sense for those of you who have 30 points versus someone who has 900 points is something that I've got to deal with. And if I make it fair for one person, I've got to try to make it fair for all. So it's a fair question. I don't have a good answer for you yet, and I'll admit it.
Do you know which city New Orleans event is in?
Pardon me?
Do you know which city the New Orleans event is in?
Well,
yeah, it's literally right downtown in New Orleans, right off Bourbon Street.
Okay.
It is.
There's your answer.
It's not going to be. It's right there, and
That's gonna be
it's
fun.
pretty cool. The way that it's kind of setting up is we're going to have a hotel, and then we'll have hotel spaces where people will be able to be in the hotel there or in hotels nearby. And you come to the hotel for the event with the stage and everything going, and then you're going to, hi Joe, and then we're going to have the evening celebration. We're trying to rent an old theater that's been retrofitted to do the wine tasting and the concert night and really kind of set that apart. So it feels more like a party and that we're not just coming right back into the convention area and having the tasting. So I think it's going to be great. Plus the sound system and everything will be concert ready and ready to hop. So I hope it's going to be a great time. I know it's going to be a great time. I hope to see all of you there.
You'll see me there. I can guarantee you that. I can't wait.
Awesome. We can't wait to have it and get together with everyone and celebrate a successful spring and summer. Appreciated everyone's time tonight, by the way. Really thank you.
Thank you.
Derek, I don't know if this is the end of your call, if you're going to keep going, but I'm going to say adieu and say hi to the family.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. We're going to stay on for a few minutes, guys. But again, thank you so much, and we'll speak very soon.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that was awesome.
Yay!
Sorry, I missed it. We had a launch call.
I know you did, Joe.
We've been doing launch calls every night, multiple.
That's awesome.
That sounds like a good topic for next week.
Yeah. Glad to.
That would be a great topic for next week. Joe,
Well,
I think you've officially been invited.
glad to. If we don't have them taken, I know that Jennifer and Casey and Alicia and Ashley, I mean, it's just been incredible with the booking.
Right.
Yes. It's
Can
awesome.
I say that we are so spoiled? Like, hello, the CEO of the company was just on our team call.
I know.
Yeah.
Put that into perspective, you know? Like, not only do we have, like 8 people in the top 20 of our, our team in the company, but the CEO of the company just got on our team call. Like, we're super spoiled, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Let me tell you this. I spoke to him earlier, this afternoon. He said, "Man, he's like, today has just been a super long day." He's like, it's like I have a day job or something. And I'm like, well, you know, if you keep your options open, then maybe we can talk about this wine club thing. but he said, I'm running home right now. I'm gonna do this meeting from home, so bear with me. And so he ran home and jumped right on with this, and he doesn't need to do that, but you know, the fact that he's willing to, and so, you know, just so ready to give his time to this, you know, I love it. Yeah, it's not something you find everywhere, that's for sure. And Kevin, you know, I mean, I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he is a hyper growth president. That's what he does. That's why Direct Sellers brought him on. That's his specialty. He was with Origami Al. He took them from $50 million a year to over $300 million a year. So he started with them when they were a baby company, and he, you know, turned them into, you know, upwards near a $500 million per year company. So last year, you know, PJ and David DeStefano and Johnny G and Peter Sperling, they all got together and they said, you know, none of us has ever built $1 billion company. And, you know, this is kind of getting out of our ability to manage and to grow, you know, as we need to. So they saw that and they paid the big bucks to bring Kevin on. So the fact that they were humble enough to do that, and the fact that we have Kevin, you know, not only do we have the best legal counsel in the industry, now we got the best hyper-growth president that has a track record of success, and he's super excited with where we're going. So when Kevin says we're going to be $1 billion company, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that, you know, that infrastructure is in place to do so, or he's not one of these guys that's going to hype and just say things because it's what we want to hear. Just like when he said he didn't know an answer, he said, I just don't know yet. You know, that's the way he is. So, but anyway, so that was awesome. So, Sherry, did you have any other announcements or anything you wanted to make before we close?
No, I'm good. Anybody have any last remarks or questions?
I just want to say thank you to Derek and Sherry for getting him on the call. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Our pleasure.
Yeah. Yes, our pleasure.
All right, guys. Well, good to see everyone. And next week, Sherry and I will actually be together. So we won't have this going on. But cool. All right. Have a great night. Thank you.
All right. Hi, guys. Good night.